Well, hello there. SVPod, host 4th of July. Stanford Steve, Scott Van Pelt, SVPod with you. There's a lot happening in this room right now. For those listening and that aren't seeing, I want you to picture a very, very tan Stanford Steve with a beard.
It's not a beard, it's just not shaving.
Right.
And the reason
Is?
because of what I just came from.
Which is?
A house in Outer Banks with 9 children under 12. And see,
Is that why it's gray?
when you're in the pool, that's another part of it. But when you're in the pool, I got a younger one and a middle one that still just want to grab on daddy's neck and, be on your shoulders.
Yeah.
Just constantly, just so annoying. At the beach, like sitting, like
Sandy.
It's 100, you're sand, you're wet, I'm wet, like whatever. But this keeps them away because I could just rub my face right in theirs, and they don't like that at all. They hate it.
So it's a defense mechanism.
It is, and you needed it. 9 kids.
Under
12
12.
and under.
Let's all be honest with each other out there. That sounds like just a miserable thing. I mean, family, it's everything. And it is.
Mayhem.
And it is. 9 under a dozen. That's a lot.
I do have a very proud daddy moment.
All right.
Moments.
It's plural.
It's about 300 miles. So if you're catching it, which you never can, it's 5 hours. There, 6 hours.
Yep.
After, right from swim meet, there, not one stop.
Wow.
Not one. On the way home.
So would they eat snacks the whole way?
Yeah.
And then never a potty break?
Never.
My God.
On the way home.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Not one stop.
They're wearing pull-ups.
No, they're not.
Grown-up pull-ups.
That's
not possible. I drove home from Bethany on Sunday. Me and Sam stopped 5 times.
Ask anyone. My middle one was in the back seat. We were about that brutal stretch, the top of Virginia, where you got to get over. It says an hour and a half for like 45 miles. I'm like, oh man, this is a true test. Middle one says, Daddy, I really got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, all right, check back with me in a little bit. Fell asleep, hour and a half.
Peter Pants.
Nope. Clean as a whistle.
Wow. We got the Bay Bridge 16 miles 95-minute update yesterday.
Did you?
We sure did.
Sunday, 4th.
Sunday, 4th of July.
What time did you leave?
We stayed on the beach, and I'm saying every minute we stay here, the backup's getting longer. Well, this is absolute rookie behavior. This is day one stuff. You got to get the hell out of Dodge. We did not. We got home. It's fine.
Yeah.
It worked out. But
once you know, it's like, all right, the mindset changes.
I guess, but let's just, for those that are anywhere near the DMV, like there was talk of a third Bay Bridge being built. And I'm thinking, whatever the cost is, let's green light that bad boy, because we need way more going across.
It's a long way, man.
It's a tough one. Steve's got a beard. Scott has reached the Deadpool early. This is an early Deadpool for Scott. I look like an avocado that had sex with an older avocado. Very freckly. But we had family beach week. We didn't. I thought we were going to get to 20. We did not.
Whoa. People.
19.
Okay.
Got to 19. Did not have. How many was it?
We were at 17.
But what was the number of little one? 9
under 12.
Wow, that's a lot.
The 11 turned 12 while we were there.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, you know what? One thing really stuck out. No one listens.
Even adults.
Yeah. Yes. No one listens.
How's your recycling? Our group put away an astounding amount of booze. I mean, maybe neighbors that weren't there had their recycling bins used. Who's to say?
We ended up just going like, shout out to Target, their bags, incredible.
Great Target bags,
had
everybody.
Multiple out by the pool hot tub, and that thing was getting brought back to the garbage nonstop. The garbage day in Outer Banks is, I went for my 5 miles. I was like, good Lord, does this smell bad? Worse than the worst ocean smell.
Well, Or was there crab picking going on?
Well, everything. I mean, it's just everybody has 5 bins of
rubbish.
garbage out.
Got it.
And it's just.
Was your weather as good as our weather was? Because we had the perfect week of the perfect week of beach weather for our family trip, which was unbelievable. Because it might have read 90, but you took that walk over the dunes, and there's never been a colder breeze. But that's because the ocean. You know what the ocean temperature was yesterday? 62 degrees.
Oh, wow.
62 degrees. And I dove in because my daughter and her friend said, Daddy, will you come in? And you're like, come on. There's certain things Dad's got to do. And you can give them in a minute, and I did. But you got to go in.
Yeah.
Your child wants you to go in the water with him. Yes, I'll go. I dive in. I look at this dad next to me, and I'm like, man, this sucks, huh? He said, you just have to stay in until your body goes numb. Oh. And then it was so cold that it was burning. And then very quickly, I just said, I can't feel anything. He's like, yeah. 62 degrees, man.
Wow.
But the weather, we had an exceptional week of weather for the family trip. We've been doing this family trip forever. And I have a shirt, and on the shirt it says simply team. Got that at the CarQuest Bowl, where we had a brownie eating contest with Vern Lundquist in like 95. West Virginia, South Carolina, look it up. West Virginia's team thing, they had a shirt that just said team on it. I've had the T-shirt since 95.
Holy
We take a group picture every single year at the beach, and we have for probably 30 years. I bring the team shirt. This is my team, not my team, our team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is assembled at the week, for the week, we take the picture. They're in the house, mom's house. There's a zillion of them. Forgot the shirt. First time ever. You had one job.
That's 30 years.
Had the shirt for that long. And at this point...
Does it only come out for that picture?
Yes, which means what should I do? Leave it at the beach. That's what we'll do from now on. I will say, if I give myself a little grace, a little mercy, we kind of have a lot going on.
I was going to say, it's in a box.
We somehow, however long we've been talking about me and him at the beach, vacation season, as we speak right now, big news, breaking news, the Van Pelts are moving back in their house. Easter 2023, your house is on fire. Shout out to Big Cat and PFT doing their pod.
Great pod.
It is that.
Great pod.
Probably should have answered my neighbor's phone call telling me my house is on fire, but I had to finish up the pod with the fellas back in April of 23. We're moving back. As we speak, our house is just this shit everywhere. Rugs and furniture and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? We gotta reconnect with our people. I got to see the big fella, and we got to just check in.
You need to get out of there. Get out of the way.
Take a deep breath for a second, because I may talk. This may be a filibuster. I might just talk until sundown, just because if the longer I'm here, the less I have to go answer. Where does this go? Yeah. I don't even know. But these are good questions that try to solve. These are not problems. These are blessings. We're going back home. It's going to be a lengthy process just to get in, because our stuff's everywhere. But we're in the process of moving back, so that's exciting stuff. But I kind of had a lot on the mind before we went down. Still doesn't excuse forgetting the one thing you got to do. Say again?
I excuse you.
Thanks, pal. I needed to have the team shirt. I didn't have it.
Okay.
I'm gonna find it next time we go down to the beach. Just gonna put it in a drawer, and then it'll be there forever. So There you go. That's a little cheat code for the old Peepaw. I want a lot of bucket hats. Peepaw vision was in full effect.
You have to.
Still super freckly though. I want you to picture that freckliest head you've seen. Also lumpy. That's what we got cooking right now. But it's a good time. A lot of booze.
Did you go out to eat?
Several times. Well, we're lucky.
Okay, I got a question about dinner. We went twice.
How many?
All.
Well, we know. Shout to our buddy Monty.
We don't have Monty in Outer Banks. Okay, so this is in-laws go ahead. Hey, it's going to be this amount of time. All right, let's rally the troops. Get in your cars. I have a question for you though.
Okay.
What is longer? The time after the orders are in till you get your food, or check, please, and you're waiting for the check. Now, the waiting for the check is a smaller amount of time, but
you've lost the group.
It's total chaos,
including the adults, who, as Steve said correctly, no one listens.
No one listens.
I think that because people are starving, they're sunburned. No matter how much, no matter what you put under the eyes, they get blasted under the eyes with it. They just have red, glowing eyes. They're starving. You got to get an app order immediately.
Yep.
You guys want a sparkling still? And just bring us some nachos. Stat. Something salty and crunchy.
Yep.
7 of them for the table. I think the wait for the food's certainly longer than the check.
Yeah, I mean, that's the easy, because of the amount. It is more time also.
But you're just saying you've lost the group.
Yeah. With that, I ordered order of the old calamari.
Sure. That's a little inside story.
Fried calamari. I get it.
Also, a.k.a. calamari.
The rings of the calamari, the little one is looking at them. I'm like, you want some?
It's squid.
Didn't say anything. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, all right, hold on here. Your mother has to eat something. Let's get a little.
Yeah.
I'm like, you want to know what you're eating?
Here we go.
And she's chowing down. No, this is so good. Yeah, what is it? And I just Googled octopus, and I showed a picture of her octopus.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that to your child? What?
And I kept saying, no, I said, does it taste good? And she said, yes, it's very good. All right, you want another one? I don't know.
How furious was her face when she realized what it was?
Irate. like mouth of food opening, which is just terrible in itself.
Sure.
And she ended up having a couple more.
Okay, well,
so
that's
we got
good.
some.
Look,
she doesn't eat a lot.
Add that to the list.
I gotta get it.
Chicken fingers, mac and cheese,
hot
octopus.
dogs.
Good, broadening their horizons.
You got it.
Now, how is it crowded there where you go?
So crowded.
Was it?
Dinners are nuts.
Well, that's an issue. And we're lucky. Shout to Monty, our guy. Also, can I a little plug here? Shout to the lovely folks. Sodell is a restaurant group down there.
Oh,
folks at Blue Coast.
Oh, fancy.
That's a great spot.
Great spot.
If you're down there,
let me know how it goes when you walk in there and say, I'm going to wait.
Good luck getting in.
Man.
We're lucky. Again, we're very grateful for the hospitality.
Awesome.
Know a guy that knows a guy, and it certainly helps with that.
Yeah.
But
crowded, yes.
But speaking of crowds, so on the pod a while back, I made a public service announcement.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we had an incident.
Yeah, we did. I made a public service announcement about claiming your turf, going down to the beach, putting down your chairs and your umbrellas, and saying, I claim this beach in the name of your family group. So my brothers-in-law, early risers,
troopers,
tremendous group. Shout to Scrapple T. He makes breakfast every morning. He makes scrapple. No one eats it but him, but he makes it thinking one of these years someone's going to eat it.
Nope.
T, guess what? The bacon, we'll smash it. The scrapple's going to stay right there, pal. He and Jimmy, they get up early risers. They took the chairs down. Now, the Bethany
time
between 6:30 and 7 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're not playing games.
There's already people there.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
The beach patrol in Bethany, the guys on the stand, like, hey, I love the bit on the pod about the chairs. I'm like, yeah, it's it's people that know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so the brothers-in-law go down early, put the chairs out. Now, 4th of July Day is mayhem because there are fireworks shot off on the beach at the end of a street that is adjacent to our street. And so on that day, they block off 3 blocks of beach. Nobody's allowed on it because there are explosive devices en masse set up on the beach. And so that particular day, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a lot on the beach.
Yeah.
So the fellas took the chairs down. Get down there, and a family that we see on the beach says, one of the guys says to me, Yeah, the podcast you did about claiming all that all that space, what do we got going on here? I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said, be reasonable. We set up a reasonable perimeter. There was no gap between the chairs, but we had a house of nearly 20, so it was like geese in formation. Might have been a dozen chairs set up.
Okay.
Now, this wasn't said with hostility. It was just an observation that, hey, buddy, you're the one making the public service announcement. What do we got here? Now, most days, I'd say that people are reasonable. There's a bit of a protocol. If you get up at 6:30 and put your chairs there right at that top of the hill that goes down towards the ocean because the tide's going out, well, then you got the front row, and we're going to just say you got front row for today.
Yep.
4th of July, that was not the case. We got down there to our chairs. Family from Philly, 30 chairs directly in front of our chairs. 30. I counted them. I'm like, that's a big group. Now, I want to make this clear. They did nothing wrong. There's nowhere to go. There was plenty of space. The tide's going out. They said, well, what do we have here? Front row.
Prime real estate.
That's right. Had some conversations with the folks. I want to make this clear. There's no animosity. They did nothing wrong. It's just that on that day, you just got to know. You might think you have front row.
No.
You don't. I do have this question, though. There was a circle set up on the beach, 4th of July, where there's no room. 40 chairs in a circle with a full setup in the middle.
Oh, come on.
That was my reaction. I'm thinking, this cannot stand. But then those folks, they said they were there. They were late getting there. That's like when you see the reserved blackjack table in a busy week. You're like, look, I get that you want to reserve the space, but at least sit in the seat.
Yeah.
No one was there. I'm getting angry. Then they show up, sang the national anthem. Everybody's like, America. All right, this is great. Then I come to talk to some of these folks, find out, and I'm going to screw the name up. I want to say it was Lawrence Mooney Memorial Cornhole Tournament. Like, they come every year. They got a paying homage to someone with a cornhole tournament.
Okay.
Sang the anthem. We're going to give you a pass on setting up this enormous 40-chair circle where you took up 30 yards of beach on the 4th of July when there was nowhere for anyone to sit so you all could play cornhole. But you know what? Anthem, memorial tournament. And in the end of the day, it's 4th of July, man. We just, America, fireworks, barbecue. Actually, not barbecue, cookout. There's a difference.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You're just cooking out. You're grilling.
Yeah.
You're grilling.
Yeah.
So in the end, we were good. There were a few little moments there, but I'd say that my initial reaction was the same as yours. I see this, I'm like, what are we doing? We live in a society, man.
And you got a lot of houses in your area.
Oh,
yeah. They don't have their name on the beach, but they're supposedly supposed to have access to the beach.
Well, you got
a roster of 30. You got your 12, and you got a 40 banger.
There was some.
Holy moly!
It's big. And this is where I have to get to this question. Where are you? Holiday power rankings, 4th of July. Are you super pro 4th of July guy?
I have, I don't know, differences. I absolutely love the 4th of July.
Okay.
But I can't stand fireworks. I just
stop talking.
Can't do it.
What is it you love if you don't like fireworks? What do you love?
Being outside, nice weather, beach, pool, cooking out, boozing.
Fireworks, end of the day, America. We're free. Hey, England, suck it. Huh? Right? Come on. Who doesn't like fireworks? This guy.
Me.
Now, I don't like the bootleg fireworks when some guy decides at 11:30 that the stuff he got from south of the border in a box he has to set off. Settle down, man. We already had the full shebang. I'm pro fireworks over here.
The fuss over them.
All right.
Back in the day, high school, like driving to see him sitting in traffic, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, we had some friends that drove down. That was a tough one. That was a short drive home that took like an hour and a half. I feel badly for them.
Oh.
On that one. I'm pro fireworks.
Okay. Wow.
I'm pro the whole thing.
Okay.
Especially like this little beach town where we get to go. It's kind of a Norman Rockwell joint. It's a throwback in a lot of ways. Little boardwalk, ice cream, the whole bit. Go ahead.
Are your kids pyros?
They lit off. We did sparklers in the yard, and they were into them. But sparklers are kind of diminishing return. It's yay, and then you're like, oh, this is it. Nothing explodes. Then you put it in a bucket, and then do another one, and then it's no. They don't.
Okay.
They don't want to light stuff
All
off.
right.
They want to watch it from afar. They don't want to shoot Roman candles or bottle rockets or any of that. There's no.
Because we're in Nag's Head, and then like on the other side's the Bayside where Manio is, gorgeous, obviously. So fireworks are just going all over. We don't have one central place.
So that bootleg fireworks is the name. It's all outlaw shows, right?
Oh yeah.
People
in Outer Banks, for sure. Now,
you can do what you want.
Now you go down to South Carolina, look out.
Dudes with bazookas.
Look out. I mean, that's insane. So we had our firework group out on the deck. And I forgot what the soccer game was, but I'm inside watching it. My middle one, not into it. She's like, Daddy, it's like 0.2 seconds. What's the big deal? I'm like, honey, just keep your mouth shut. I'm right with you and right here. And if you want to see him, see that window right there? See him.
Daddy has
so they're all coming in.
Daddy had the under.
You're missing. I'm like, I see him right there on the pier, right up through the window.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm watching the game. And so, yeah, I just... It's the amount of time for the not a lot of time.
I'm not going to try to convince you to like it. If you don't, that's fine. But you're pro for it.
Your kids love it.
Yeah. I mean, there's fireworks at the end of the street. There they are. They're going off like directly over your head. It's good. Everyone's having fun, other than trying to find some place to sit on the 4th on the beach. But that's a small price to pay.
30 and 40 right next to each other. Oof.
There was some.
We had a little instance.
I thought we had a big group. We did not. We were low on the power rankings. Incident? What happened?
Our house was on the beach, and it just you have your path, and we sort of had a split path with the house next to us. But then like you basically take the area in front of your house to the beach, right?
You would think.
So I look out the first day, and not to stereotype. But the house next to us had all Virginia Tech Hokies stuff around.
Steve hates Virginia Tech.
I do not hate Virginia Tech.
That's what I heard.
The passion they brought.
That's what I heard. What did those Hokies do? Did they encroach?
There might have been they set up their own umbrellas. We have. So one thing I pay for is umbrellas and chairs for that week. There's companies down there that come set them up, the whole thing. They do it nonstop. They're great. This is another conversation for the beach. I am deathly afraid of being the guy that puts the umbrella in that doesn't go far enough in and it blows over. And then
I couldn't agree more, because then it's a death projectile.
That's another conversation. So the first
this is a very important
day
podcast,
I come
everybody.
out, like their big tent, it's like I'm looking out our front window. I'm like, they didn't look to the left or right. So I go down to the beach.
Here we go.
And I look back at the house, and like they're on our side. I'm like,
a little hokey encroaching.
Yeah, you're offside, sir.
5
offsides.
Yards. 5
offsides.
First down and 5.
Don't say anything. We come back up. They got a ton of kids too, sitting in our chairs.
They're sitting in your chairs?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now we have a problem.
And I said, do I say something? Do I go down there? It's the first day.
You're in our chairs.
They're not ours. They're rented, but they're our chairs for the week.
Who rented them? Did you rent them? No, we did. Well, now they might not have known.
So I let it go. I don't say anything. Next day, they're totally on their side. It's not even an issue. I come down. Our chairs. We have a great day. Another day. We did have a crazy storm one night.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing that rain on that down there, like hit your house. It was. You're wondering, like, please,
gonna fall.
We
in the
need
ocean?
the central air. Like, we can't have a house this big with no central air. Got through that. We're good. And so, never an instance again. So the rest of the week. So then, like one of the last days, I'm coming in. I went to probably go grab some ice and booze. Coming in, and the guy that's picking up our chairs is leaving. And he's like, hey, have you had an instance with the people next door? I said, no. I said, I think they were sitting on our chair. He's like, yeah, I took care of that for you. I'm like, my man. Took care. He's like, he said, I explained it to him. They're renting the chairs. If something were to happen with the wind and the umbrellas and you guys are down here, what's going to happen? Because they're going to blame you. So we've had this instance before. Never had a problem. So I think they learned they overstood their boundaries. And
so the lesson we learn here is just you don't need to be all hostile day one of your vacation.
Nope. Correct.
But you need your umbrella and chair guy to go sort it out for you.
Oh.
You need a mitigator.
Okay.
That's who the beach chair guy was. Shout to him down in the Outer Banks.
Second conversation.
Okay.
We need regulators down on the beach when the wind is. We've had a couple days where the wind was like 20 mile an hour.
Umbrella police?
Yeah, yes.
It was
because
howling on the
these
beach.
People don't I've seen it. Like down in Dewey and Bethany.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of beach to work with.
Nope.
And you have that instance. People come down, put their umbrellas in, get their real estate.
You got to wedge that sumbitch in there. You got to get it in there.
And I am not doing it because I've seen bad things. Umbrellas hit, women falling asleep on the beach. Like I've seen the worst of the worst. And you can't do that and leave. That's my main point. And there has to be somebody down like saying, you could put it down there, but you got to be down here.
Be reasonable.
20 miles an hour, like we've lost those big 10 by 10. We used to try and do that back in the day.
Yep.
Those things got whipped up, taken in not even an hour. So check the wind. Wind front comes in. Don't leave your umbrellas or tents or what do they call them? The shambuyas now. Have you seen those things?
That's a song, I guess.
It's the thing that like lets the wind. It's like just a ring, and then like it has like the streamers fly off, so that creates the shade because the wind's so strong. It's too flimsy for me.
I'm a simple guy. I just walk down with a chair. Actually,
wind regulators we need.
We need wind regulators. I don't. I carry the chair. I mean, not the chair, the wagon.
There you go.
And it's full of crap. Every dad knows what it is. So,
but you clean it out when you get back.
Yes, got to. Our kids use all the stuff in there every single day. So it'd be one thing if you drag it down there and they don't use it. I think of all the podcasts, this is probably the most important one that's ever been done. We got wind regulators. We got it. Now we get to take season. Colleague, SEC Network, Peter Burns, he tweeted something out, and I need your thoughts on this. The tweet was very simple. It said July 4th food greater than sign Thanksgiving food.
Oh God, no! Come on. What are we doing?
But that was my reaction. Then I started thinking, how often in a year do you grill up some burgers, some dogs, maybe get some fries? If you're at the beach, boardwalk fries, delicious, although just salt, oil and vinegar, no thank you. You like oil and vinegar, don't you?
No, I like red vinegar. But that doesn't go on the fry. I don't use it on fries.
Just salt. Maybe some
Sandwich.
Old Bay. Those that know, no.
I know.
You do that probably pretty, not frequently, but more than once.
Mm-hmm.
How many times a year do you do Thanksgiving dinner?
Once.
If it was so good, why wouldn't you do it more often?
Tradition.
I love Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong. We've covered this. I like dressing, not stuffing. I don't want to shove something in a dead animal carcass and eat it. I want to put it in a dish and bake it. Some gravy, a little twice baked. Everybody's got their own things. I also think that a lot of what makes Thanksgiving great, you talk about July 4th and all the things that make it great, and you're not pro fireworks, but that's part of it. Thanksgiving, you got Lions going early, got the Cowboys going late. Now we got a game at night. Depends on when you eat, but football is a big part of it. That's an incredible weekend. We got rivalry stuff going Friday. Just the whole weekend and Thanksgiving sitting there right in a perfect spot because then you get the bonus food on Friday. There are some that will tell you that the day two is even better.
Mm-hmm.
You're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I am in no way disparaging Thanksgiving. I wanted not to fight because Peter's certainly entitled to his opinion, certainly on the 4th of July as an American to say that food's better. But as I thought more about it, I thought, well, if Thanksgiving were such a great thing, you'd do it more than just the one time, and you don't.
because I fully engulf myself in Thanksgiving, and
I
I
agree.
need a detox.
It's fair.
Period.
Fair too. Fair too. But I thought, you fire up the grill. Are you pro the extra stuffed potato salad? Yes.
Mm-mm. I don't eat cold.
See, then that means that you're anti this. I thought about this. This is how sad I am. I'm like, I can't wait to find out the answer to this question, even though I already know it. Deviled eggs.
Oh God! Throw up. Can't even do the smell.
I knew it.
Can't.
All right, here's the shit you have to understand about Stanford
repulsive.
Steve. He hates mustard.
Here's the thing: eggs might be my favorite food in the world. Don't fuck with them.
Take the yolk out, little mustard,
No,
little mayo,
man,
whip it up,
no
paprika.
way.
Come
No,
on,
stop.
and a deviled egg,
Stop.
and then you bite
And
it,
they're cold.
and slippery,
Oh.
and it's like 2 chews, and then it's gone. Now give me another.
So disgusting.
I could eat 10 halves. So that's 5 full. Like so good. I knew.
Okay, hold on.
I knew your
But you're
reaction.
gonna eat homemade ones. You're not going into a store and be, oh, they got deviled eggs.
No, because I have
No.
absolutely no. I need to know what the process is. I need to
Exactly.
Do you respect the?
What if Auntie had a little too much vodka and she replace something in the eggs with something else?
Right. I mean, you want to know that the integrity of the middle is it's very important. What's in there?
God, those are so gross. Potato salad, macaroni salad.
What do you hate more, mustard or Parmesan cheese?
Oh, probably mustard.
What is? I mean, this is a man.
Oh, one of my nephews. We went through 2 things of grated Parmesan cheese because of him. It's just
2 of the big ones.
yeah.
Wow, that you gotta. You need wind
Over a
regulators.
week,
You
I'm
need
like,
you need a little Parmesan cheese regulation,
holy.
buddy. Couple of shakes and move on. Pass the cheese, pal.
Mm-mm. Oh,
What do you? So devil,
Deviled eggs
on your
are
on your things.
repulsive.
I hate to eat power rankings.
Oh,
Deviled
they're-
eggs high.
Yes, yeah, they're probably one. Macaroni salad's up there too.
I don't like coleslaw myself.
Mayonnaise. Ugh.
Come on. All right, so then that's so
That's
you don't
easy
like
for me.
anything that has to do with a cookout other than the meat,
Yeah.
and that's look. I'm pro grilled meat. I just
Yeah.
give me some of the extras. Not all of them, but some of them. All right.
Yep.
So how about that NBA free agency, huh?
Woo! Winners and losers. Who you got?
I love lists. I was thinking about this driving home, and it was a long drive home. And I thought, we're going to catch up on the pod. I got to get back to the house here. We've got stuff happening. But I was thinking, what sports do we discuss? We'll have Gordo next week with an Open Championship
Okay.
preview.
Oh, he's on cloud 9.
Yeah, because his guy Thompson won.
Yeah. And
that
Callan.
and that amateur, yeah. Like
Callan.
Gordo thinks he invented these guys.
Yeah. I'll be like, who's this guy? Oh, he went to Georgia, won NCAA.
Yeah,
And then he just claims them.
Yeah,
They're his.
I told you about him a couple years ago. Super duper, but he did win. So we'll have Gordo for an Open Championship next week. That's Troon.
Okay.
Orioles have a couple of all-star starters.
Should add more.
I agree. I feel like I'm not going to sit here and bitch about who made
All-star
it.
snubs, list them.
Not going to do that either. But I'm excited the Orioles are good, and they have several all-star starters, which they should, maybe more. I did think that the sexy free agency stuff, George to Philly, that's the one that I think jumps out just because now they got a big 3. My question is, does that make them do they become in the title discussion a louder talking point?
Yeah. I not because of him. I just think the other pieces I love Maxey. Absolutely love him. But the thing that's going to happen now, when we know that city, everything's more amplified on Embiid. And I'm still surprised that he's going to do this Olympics thing. I just figured he would need a time off with his legs problems and ankles and feet and all that. But it's just gonna increase the pressure on him, and I think he needs to change some things. I really do. Not that I should be talking about anybody's weight, but I think it would be better for him
if he were lighter.
Yeah, but I think they got, like I said, give me Maxey. I'd love that.
Well, he's
dude.
a star, and he became
and
that.
Then,
and he became that.
They did something else. Who else did they get? They re-signed Oubre. They got Paul George.
Daryl Dawkins.
No, they didn't get R.I.P. Moses.
Hold, please.
Yeah. I thought the Thunder did exactly what they needed.
Well, that's
Thunder Sixers NBA Finals next year. Book it.
The one that I like, Caleb Martin.
Yes.
There you go. Caleb Martin pickup.
You need role guys.
Absolutely do.
That can score.
What happened when Boston played Dallas? And I sat right here and said Dallas doesn't have nearly as many people that can score the basketball. Shout out to Brad Doherty. Score the basketball. Boston has a bunch of dudes that could. Guys that can get you 20 points on occasion. I don't know that's a big deal. I think that trio is intriguing, but Clay to Dallas, big deal because it represents truly the end of what that group was in Golden State. That's, I don't know. Curry said they'll be the last sort of dynasty. I mean, dynasties are framed differently now. Just if you're good for like a 5-year window, that's going to be as good as it gets. You just can't sustain it.
I'm actually just glad. Like I watched SportsCenter last night. I wanted to see LeBron's conversation with McMenamin. Malika sat down with Kerr and Curry to talk about Clay. It was really good stuff, and we have these guys in their element. Anthony Davis, I thought, was pretty open about his future and what the Lakers are. Like, I am all like, one of my favorite things is the Olympic basketball because it feels like they let their guard down. The idea that we're going to get to see Steph Curry finally play in the Olympics is absolutely awesome to me. I'm still very intrigued by the makeup of the team. Anthony Davis saying that they had a month to get ready. Games are in 3 weeks, so we got to speed it up a little. KD doing his normal thing. If you want to press the KD button and he's mad, like that's just him. Like he's going to be him. Saying he's still the number one option. It's we don't get that. And I get it. Those guys are engulfed in the season. But with this, there is a guard down. They're going to be leaving the country. So I think Kerr is the perfect guy to step in and do that. So I'm all in on the Team USA basketball.
I love all of them being together because we talk a lot about this, about NBA Twitter and all the stuff that's the fuel in the engine, right? In a long season, in a star-studded sport of who's who and what's what. Then you put them all together, and then seeing water finds its level, right? And figuring out who leads, who's willing to follow, right? That's all really interesting.
It's awesome.
I agree. I really like all of that.
LeBron hasn't played in 12 years. I couldn't believe that.
And
KD took the torch from him and took it the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's like a last hurrah kind of a deal.
Kerr saying how he's blown away at how hard LeBron goes in practice. Like, that's good stuff.
I agree.
Awesome.
All that'll be very interesting. You said something that I don't want to miss because I want to circle back to it about how DeRozan goes to the Kings, Clay goes to the Mavs. There's all these star names that are ooh. You said it. OKC did exactly what they needed to do. When OKC lost to Dallas, we sat, again, right, in these same spots and said what? They really kind of needed a rebound. Couldn't get one. Dallas shot it until they made it. And Dallas shot well against them, but if they missed...
Dallas went and got two guys that did that at the deadline, which made a big deal of everybody.
Part of the reason why the Knicks, and they get another Nova guy, Mikal Bridges, right there at the...
Bad hype train.
That's good. Let New York's great at that. That's exciting. Let New York do that. But one guy that you know this, Knick fans know how much Hartenstein provided to you.
Yeah.
And he got paid a shitload of money. But OKC has all the things it needs other than what he can do. So if you're paying a premium, fine. Pay a premium for a guy that can go get you a bunch of boards.
Yeah.
They were the 1 seed.
Yeah.
They were the 1 seed.
Love them.
Easy to forget that. I remember thinking, because one of our friends was, and our friend thread was like, good God, how much money is this guy getting? You're like, well, doesn't know ball.
Guaranteed.
There's a lot of dough.
Yeah. Got a question for you.
I may have an answer.
No, this is because it'll be good, and I have something off. Have you thought about Texas and Oklahoma finally went to the SEC?
Yes, I have
official.
not. I have not thought about that.
Have you thought about anything that you're intrigued to see with all the change in this coming out college football season?
Anything I'm intrigued to see?
Just something you're like, wow, that's going to be pretty nuts.
That I know
Or
is
a
going to
player,
happen, or that I hope happens.
Whatever.
I can't wait till we get to the grid. I shouldn't say I can't wait, because I don't want to be in a hurry to get to the playoff. I want to enjoy the season because it's a Haley's Comet. You wait forever, and then it happens, and then it's over. I just think whatever ends up happening, if a team from the South ends up having to go somewhere cold and you get a snow game in the playoff, it'll be unbelievable. I think that there's so much change that happens so quickly. We knew Texas and Oklahoma were going to the SEC, and then they kind of ramped that up because the Big 12 was like, well, go on, take your ass down the road. But then Oregon and Washington just, oh, hey, we're going to the Big 10 too. What? I think so many things that have happened that will happen that you haven't even thought about. The ridiculousness of the Big 10 and the Pac-12 being in the same conference and playing each other. You know, USC's playing Minnesota and it's a conference game. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's all. I haven't thought specifically matchup or position player and who ends up, Ewer's the guy at Texas. I mean, sure, we could talk for an hour on that.
Yeah. No,
Do you have something?
Yeah, I just was thinking with two teams that have won so many conference titles, and I have no idea what they're going to be, and that's Oklahoma and USC. I have no idea. And everybody that, wants to talk bad about Lincoln Riley, saying it was a quarterback-driven system, they got a kid, Miller Moss, who played great in the bowl game. All right, but now you're going to a league that's not quarterback-based. They pride themselves on physicality, and I don't know how that's going to work out. They have talent; it's pretty well documented what he's done there. And then Oklahoma, it's amazing their perception. They went 10-3 last year. They beat Texas, and then fell off.
And then Venables just got an extension.
Yeah.
And people are like, who are you bidding against?
And the idea, they're better prepared than people think. But now there's no whoever, Iowa State and Kansas State, those teams aren't coming to you. Now you're getting, and now you got to go to a place like Auburn. You got to go to these different places. They're right on the surface, they're built for it. I just don't know over the course of it. Look at last year. They're undefeated. They beat Texas. Holy cow, they're going to go to the playoff?
Nope.
They go to Kansas, lose. Oklahoma State, I believe, beat them. So, it's those two teams, to me, are the most interesting teams in college football because I don't know. I'm not leaning
look at
any
USC's,
other way.
Look at USC's schedule.
It's crazy. They're coming to Maryland.
I'm aware of that. I looked at it through that lens because you think, wow, that's insane. They're coming to the Snake Pit. Okay. Who do they play? Holy crap. Look at who they play before they come to Maryland.
Yeah.
I mean, it's LSU and Michigan, and it's a lot. Go through, I'm not going to bore you with the details. It's just, I think this is a year of where the change is so significant that you're going to forget it. And then on the NFL side, when they kick off, you're going to say, what is this?
Yeah.
And then when a guy tackles a person, except they say, no, you can't do that. It's a hip drop tackle. Like, what? Excuse me? Oh, you named tackling now? No, you can't do that. It's 15 yards. Wait till people see how that'll changes games and how pissed off people are going to be. And they're going to
more hidden yardage fantasy people are going to be mad at that they don't get.
There's that too.
You've been mocking?
Got to put that into the proprietary algorithms. I haven't mocked. I've been trying to figure out where's my stuff and figure out how to get
Find the team shirt.
we're going to get the team
So
shirt
it's still
down to
not
the beach.
found.
I know it's somewhere.
Okay.
It's just I forgot to bring it. Buddy of mine that's an insurance guy that came to my house the day after we had the fire a year and change ago. And this is what he does for a living, and he's the one who told me. Because I had a mop, and we're going to be back in here in a month and a half. He said, listen, this is going to be about a year and a half, and you just need to prepare yourself for that. And I wanted to fight. What are you talking about? Here we are about that.
Year and a half.
Got a text this morning. He said, you guys moving back in this week? I said, we are. And he said, there you go. I called him just to say thanks because he was really helpful, just helped set expectation. And he said, you're on the green on 18. I said, I'll tell you what, we're not putting for birdie. He goes, doesn't matter what you're putting for, you're about to get there. And I suppose by the next time we sit and do this, we will have slept in the house again, which will be, I haven't gotten emotional yet, but at some point, when you look back around and think that this journey in your life, which no one got hurt, we lost some stuff, but it's just stuff, we've covered that part. Mm-hmm. Just to get back to that, you just think about mile markers in your life. Hopefully for our kids, as they get older, they'll look back and say, remember that year? What grade was I? I was in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And remember we lived in that house?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope that in the same way that stuff gets fuzzy with COVID, as an example, that I think everybody could relate to, where you're like, God, that's crazy. Remember that? We did this, or we couldn't do that, or we didn't go here. I was how many years ago? I was 4 years ago. That doesn't even seem real. Mm. Hopefully that's kind of how this goes. But there's a lot going on at the moment, which is, I don't know, it's hard to feel like it's a finish line because there's just still so much to do. But it just makes you realize that it's time flies. And this one, though, felt at times like we were on a treadmill,
No doubt. I can't imagine. I with all the moving, I mean, you got multiple kids involved in anything. It's on top of what you're trying to do and have a plan. A lot of things get in the way. That I always try and go by. You can't get mad over stuff you don't have control over. That's the ultimate. Yeah, you're so based on everybody else.
Yeah, and you need
and then you got to try to explain to the youngsters. That's always a challenge, also.
Well, and as I explained after it happened, as a dad, as someone that, and we got a team. Everybody, hopefully, you and your spouse are a great team, and certainly we have that. I just feel like, there's certain things that dad should be able to try to do for a family, and after that moment where they're like, "What happened?" and to say, "I don't know," and where are we going to go? I don't know. When are we going to come home? I don't know. That was heavy to not be able to not have an answer for your children because they're looking to you for an answer. But the answer I did have is wherever we are, we're a family, and wherever we go, we're good, and we're gonna go home. Mm-hmm. And so to be able to have that happen and to go home and to be able to say, here we are. Well, then you feel gratified that I don't want to say kept it together because people go through far worse. Mm-hmm. But, that everything's all right. And, you didn't waffle too much in the face of this. Anyway, it's just been a lot, and we're almost there.
Have you've been down to 30A?
I have.
Headed down this weekend.
Well, excuse me.
No kids.
Hey, now.
One.
So that's you and wifey for a little 30A? Oh, is that the...
Oh, no.
This is the fellas?
Yeah, this is fellas.
Pardon me.
This is fellas. If anybody has, I think Blue Mountain Beach we're going to be at.
Give him
Flying in the Destin.
He needs
some
30A.
Let me know.
It's interesting, but I don't want to start getting into specifics. It's great. The beaches are spectacular. I don't know the first thing about the food scenarios or where you guys
have ice.
Go. Lots of it. They got cold beers. They got cold everything. How many is the crew?
We're looking at 6, possibly 7. We got a couple day stayers coming down.
All right. So
core crew still intact.
Stanford boys.
All.
Vela?
No Vela.
All right. Now we're shout to Vela. And shout to all of you out there. Heads up on this. Later this week, I'm going to tape something. I don't want to give away what it is yet. Until it happens, I don't want to say what's going to happen. But there are going to be some episodes of this pod that we're going to frame them like one big thing, like we do on SportsCenter. And the idea behind it is, if you've seen in SportsCenter, one big thing is just that, one topic, one big thing. And we're going to have guests on, and I'm thinking that the people I have in mind are going to be people that you'd love to hear lots of things. But you try to narrow it down to one specific topic with with these guests, and we're going to tape one this Friday, and not sure when we're going to put that out because we're going to definitely have Gordo next week for the double hammer because he's red hot.
And Dingle.
That's true. We
Dingle
also have the par 3 preview.
Biggest tournament of the summer.
All I'll say is that the Vegas odds plummeted because the reigning champion. I played a little round last week where he had a hole in one.
What?
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh yeah, I had a hole.
That's the other thing. I didn't try and have my phone this
Smart.
week.
He had a hole in one.
Oh God, we're never gonna hear the end of this.
And shot 10 under on the round.
Was he trying? So he was trying to make everything. He wasn't trying to.
Right.
miss
He
this
wasn't
time.
trying to throw it. All I know is Vegas odds is the reigning champ is a prohibit. He's Scotty,
unbettable.
Scotty Scheffler favorite. He's a Scotty Scheffler favorite, and it brings me no joy to say that because last year as he was on the tee in the playoff, looking down at the group, he said to the man he was in the playoff with, "Not one person's rooting for me."
He was right,
and you were right. But look, I think we all know that the reigning champ's the favorite. So it's big par 3 tournament next week. Gordo Open in the middle. We're going to hopefully tape this One Big Thing episode, which gives us maybe a framework of what we're going to try to do on occasion moving forward. And so that's what we got.
All right.
I got to go meet a guy at the house. We got stuff. We got couches. We got rugs. We got stuff.
Keep moving.
We're going home. Good to be with all of you. Good to see you, big fella. Enjoy your time at 30A.
We'll do.
We will talk to all of you soon.